people should be able to see us now.
Right now there's an ad.
There's an ad.
Yeah. Part of me wants to skip it. The other part of me wants to let it go.
It says there's 6 people watching us.
I see 10.
Morgan will be chatting with you from text. Are you on the THP one?
No, I'm on my own.
Okay, that's
I
fine.
didn't want to be on the THP
That's
one
fine.
since you were on it. I didn't know if we could both be.
I'm not going to be able to read that as we talk.
What people are asking?
Yeah.
Oh, jeez, I gotta. Okay.
Bear with us 1 second, guys.
How's the audio, everybody?
Thanks, Kev. I like the logo myself.
Whoa, am I like way behind? Where are you seeing this?
I don't know. It's just one of the things that came up. Volume seems a bit low. We understand that the mic is kind of far away. We're working through that, but we're hopeful it's clear at least. Hey Scott, how are you?
Time to shave.
Yeah, I haven't had a chance to do that yet since the PGA show, so hopefully I'll be able to do that soon. I can't read anything because I'm loading something up so we can get into some of the good stuff. Anybody say anything that I need to be aware of?
Just you were called the bearded one.
The bearded one. Okay.
In Canada, and it's almost facial hair February.
Well, that seems appropriate.
Beard looking strong.
Thanks, guys. It's only been like 5 days, so couple things we wanted to go over, and then we'll take some questions. The first thing is, what should I start with?
I would start by explaining that we have a delay.
Yeah, so there's about a 7-second delay here. We wanted to run to see what kind of quality we were dealing with. We're using a new encoder setup, and one of the things that this is going to be able to do a lot of things for us throughout this year. Really about being able to bring you guys content live as it happens with a bunch of different guests, I guess is the best way to say it, right?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, so rather than always have everything being delayed, we're going to let you guys see it live. There's some hijinks that takes place when we're doing some of our content.
Mm-hmm.
All that stuff will be able to be there for them, we hope.
We hope. This will be a good test to see.
This is kind of a test to see what kind of quality we're putting out. It says on my end it's 1080p. I don't know what you guys are seeing, but you know, we're hopeful you guys tell us. The lighting is not great in here, but it's not bad as I do have one shining in front of my face.
Yeah, we should get a beep button. Someone said this is the delay so that in case you curse, and I said we should get a beep button.
Obed, to answer your question, lots more with Michael Verska. Lots more. He's been great with us, loves being part of this, and that's not going to change. The 7-second delay is because I've been known to let out a swear word or two, but not much. I don't swear a lot.
No, not really.
Thanks, Scott. We're glad to hear that about the picture. I know there's like a light beam right over here. That's because the light is shining right on me, but otherwise we don't have great light in this room.
No, we do not.
But we're working on a setup that will be great for everybody, and we'll go from there.
Yeah, we're in our dining room.
One of the things I wanted to discuss with you is something that you guys might have seen teased, and it's called Range Days. So to give you a little bit of backstory, the way this came up is staff writer Canadan came up with an idea that he thought was great. And I agree with him. It is great. A way to bring you guys content on new equipment. I don't want to say live as it happens, but with very little editing. So it will be hitting equipment on the range, data that everybody likes and everything. And they'll be dual screened so you can see the data and the golf at the same time. This is going to start taking place in a couple weeks. What date is Dan coming here?
The 8th.
The 8th.
So it's next Friday.
A week from Friday, so he'll be here. It'll take a little bit of time to edit that video once he leaves, but we'll get that up, and we think people are going to like it. Paul, that it probably is your buffering because it is very cold there, I'm gathering.
Yeah, I watched somebody on the news take a boiling...
I don't know if they can hear you.
Oh, they
You can
can't?
type it, though.
Okay.
Can you hear Morgan? they should be responding.
They can.
Okay.
I figured they could.
So go back to your story.
No, I'm done now.
About the weather?
I'm good.
Okay. So the first segment of Range Days is going to take place with some drivers that Dan and I are going to do. I wanted to give you guys kind of the rundown of the list we have. And basically it's most of the new products that are coming out. Sometimes there's some timing with shipping, but most of the stuff we have that you guys are waiting for information on, or that you've gotten limited information on, or you want information that you know is real, we have coming. We have Mizuno, Callaway, TaylorMade, Srixon, Wilson Staff, Ping, Majesty, Tour Edge Exotics, Titleist, Cobra, and Zexio, all being put on the GC Quad in real time for you. Ping is going to be close. There's a little bit of timing issue, but we think we'll have that. We have G400 here, both Max and LS, but the 410, which is new, they're with the tournament in Phoenix. That's kind of a big deal for them. They think it's going to be here in time, but it's going to be very close, so we're hopeful. But the way that will work is as described. Dan will be hitting shots on the range. I'll be hitting shots on the range. We'll have an iPad set up, hooked up to the GC Quad. You will see those numbers in real time as it happens.
A couple people are saying that the sound is louder on the left than the right for them for some reason.
I can't answer that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll figure that out.
We will figure it out for you, though.
This is just a test run.
Any other questions?
No, that was it. I just wanted to interject and let you know that someone was saying that. Actually, a couple people said that.
Gotcha. If the sound's too low for you, Dan, turn up the volume. No, we're working on it. Like I said, it's a makeshift setup tonight. If you could see what we have going, there's wires everywhere.
Yeah.
There's a TV being used as a monitor. The encoder's only been here for about 24 hours, so we're kind of just getting into it.
It's a hot mess. I'm surprised something hasn't been set on fire with how many things are wired into other places, and you have to watch where you're walking or you're going to trip over something.
So that goes back to the idea of what is going on with Range Days. You've probably, like I said, if you follow us on social media, you've probably seen the logo and stuff like that. Couple other things we wanted to kind of discuss with you is THP Fantasy Golf. I got a bunch of messages over the last 5 days or so. When's it starting? We should have that up in the next couple of days.
Yeah.
People can sign up. Albatross Club 2019 members only. Got some killer prizes, including the winner's going to get a full bag of Tour Edge Exotics, anything they want from their lineup at the time. Could be what's out now, could be new. But that's what the winner has. We also have quarterly prizes as well. We have a whole bunch of stuff coming for Fantasy Golf as far as some fun there and things like that we're going to do with some predictions and other things as well. Sweep signups are next week. So if you ever wanted to run around a warehouse, 60 seconds. I've been told you're going to be there this year.
Rumor has it that is true.
So that was kind of the deal to make sure they did it again for some strange reason. But those signups are next week. So we hope some active forum members get to the chance to make that run because it is a lot of fun.
We got a question about will we be doing call-outs this year?
No call-outs this year. We hope people still do them, but no organized call-outs this year. We did them for a number of years. They kind of fizzled off as so many events, so many activations, things like that. But we hope people still get together in their hometown with THPers. We love seeing that. Any other questions?
Nope, that was it so
far. Okay. So that's kind of where we are with the Fantasy Golf Sweep signups. Later this week, we have a contest to win a Srixon fairway wood, the new one. But this one comes equipped with a UST, the Atas shaft. So super high-end, super premium all the way. It's only been hit twice. It was used at Shaft Up Finale, and we think whoever wins that's going to love it.
Two things.
Yes.
One, just got the tracking for TaylorMade.
Okay, so TaylorMade will be here on time.
And somebody asked...
Shout out to Jory.
When is the first Granddaddy contest?
The first Granddaddy contest is going to be coming soon. And just like last year, we're probably going to go with an assistant captain before we pick a captain, which will be rather interesting. I think we did it in that order last year.
I think so.
It's going to be an interesting year for the Granddaddy. We're pretty excited. We're going to do some things a little differently. We thought this year's team was fantastic and is still fantastic in offering feedback. Captain Frank and Assistant Captain Philly V have done a tremendous job. Next up, bear with me, guys. Oh, so obviously, as you guys mostly have seen, I'm sure, we have a form testing sign up going on TaylorMade golf bags. You guys will be joining a couple of our staff writers and reviewing those. We also have form testing coming up on the new UST recoils. I'm sure you've seen the information out on those, but we have a couple of sets we're going to give away to the forum as a request from them, and hopefully get some great feedback on those. They're really, really good. Any questions you guys have of stuff coming up or interesting information? Do you want event news, anything else? As I said, we're just running a trial here. We're going to let it run for a little bit and see what kind of things we get. I'm monitoring our stream through the encoder, and it says right now stream status is good. It's giving me the health. It's giving me the bit rate and everything else, and it looks solid on our end. So we want to hear from you guys.
Question: what was the last impressive thing you saw at the PGA show?
The last impressive thing?
Yeah. Oh no, it was least, and we just got an ad. I can't read, but it was least.
Oh, least impressive thing. Okay.
Yeah.
Apparently, there's an ad playing on my end too, so I don't know if people. I don't know if people can see us, but the least impressive thing I saw was a whole lot of CBD booths. CBD oil was everywhere at the PGA show. There had to be 10 booths for
That's surprising to me.
So that was probably the least impressive thing I saw. There's a lot on the PGA show, and I have a lot of thoughts on it. But yeah, that would probably be the answer. Any other questions? Oh, I see one. Shane asked, when will Staff Proto be?
Yeah,
it'll be in late summer, early fall. I worked with them a lot at the PGA show. We discussed what the timing is with their launch. We like to do Staff Proto, hence the name, before they're officially in stores or launched. So that's kind of the plan. It's no secret. If you follow their timeline, it'll be irons. I've seen sneak prototype pictures, and they are incredible looking. So pretty excited there.
Another question. Any plans to move the Granddaddy to a different month? I can answer that no.
No.
Never do December as it was Christmas. What else? Oh, God, I keep trying to use the wrong mouse.
I saw any updates on the TaylorMade event. To give you an idea, the course we've tentatively selected is fairly outrageous, and there was a call today with them, and we'll know more very soon. Odyssey event, ironically enough, Brian, same thing. To be transparent, the first course selected was Sea Island. It won't work for the dates we're looking at. So Sean and I are working on a couple of other locations that we hope work best for us. Yes, the Wilson acquisition, to be fair, we've known about it since August of last year. It should not impact their business at all. I don't know. It's not really news as far as golf goes. It's been talked about for 6 months almost, but I'm sure people will like more information as it goes. As of right now, nothing changes. It's business as usual.
There was more. Oh, Odyssey event. Interested in the Stroke Lab? Any information?
I gave them that.
Got it. Okay.
As you were playing with the dog.
Actually, I was responding to something else. I was also helping the dog.
Somebody wrote really. I don't know what the really is too.
Oh, wait, really? Or was it... Wait, where?
It's under Jordan's message about whispers.
I don't know.
JD,
and yes, least, not last. Sorry, I can't read.
Will you be doing head-to-head different brands on range days? We're not sure. We're going to do a lot of different things and see what comes out best. I think that the best way to do it is to give information on clubs, and people can infer what they like. I'll be honest, I'm not a huge fan of rankings. I don't believe in telling people what is best, because I think that doesn't make sense. I think it's best to put out the information and let people decide on their own and let people test on their own.
Did you get to the question about TaylorMade skipping the show?
No.
Okay.
What's the question?
Do you think it was a big deal for TaylorMade to skip the show?
Yes, it was a big deal. I did see one of the funniest things I saw was somebody, and I don't know from what media place or what company, was doing like the man on the street saying, Have you seen the TaylorMade booth? What was your favorite thing in the TaylorMade booth?
Oh.
That was pretty funny.
Do you think that other people will follow suit? I know you can answer that.
No.
I know.
Not only do I not think people will follow suit, I'd be surprised if they weren't back within 24 months. The show was as good this year as it's been in a decade. I would say maybe 7 years. It shrunk a little bit for a little bit there. It was fantastic this year. In fact, most of the bigger companies and even some of the smaller ones went larger this year. Wilson Staff being on the show floor was first in a while.
Yeah,
Bridgestone's booth was awesome. Mizuno's booth was very good, although it looked a lot like an Apple store. Cobra's booth was impressive. So, no, I don't think so.
Did you see the question about...
I haven't seen any of them.
Oh, okay. Is there an Odyssey event and a Toulon event?
No. There's an Odyssey event and what we call an activation. There will be a contest called the Garage 19 with Sean. Any more info on Hogan and Bridgestone events?
I think
Hogan event, we're working on it. It's going to be very intriguing. And I can tell you, if you're a fan of Hogan's equipment, stay tuned. We have some really exciting stuff along with them being a part of Shaft Up. You guys are really going to like what you've seen. There's a couple of things that I got a sneak peek at while at the show through Tyler, who some THPers have met, that were pretty darn impressive. Bridgestone, we actually worked a lot of that at the show. In fact, in the Rosen Center pit, for those that followed live. They're going to be pretty hands-on with this event, which is a departure from the past.
Yeah,
which
I'm excited about it.
Yeah, so they had some ideas. Working with Heather at Bridgestone has been tremendous, and we're pretty excited about it. We actually... For those that followed along in the live thread, or at least on the Instagram live chat, there was a couple of things that came up that they were photographing. We posted on the Instagram stories about our strong debate about that event based on location and some surprises going on there. So that was pretty fun. Hopefully that answers your question. What event is getting played in Ohio this year? I don't know. Will it ever stop snowing?
No. Question about the Callaway and Hank Haney.
Where?
Directly underneath what event will be played in Ohio?
Oh, that's actually not on mine.
Oh, that's right. It's on mine.
The Hank Haney event was something that we planned with Callaway, and it's called Rule 35. And for those that know Callaway, Rule 35 is, have fun. Billy Callaway came up with that. There is no shelving of that event, and we spoke about it again. The reason that it was supposed to happen in the fall of last year, the early fall, and they had pushed back their release of the products, and you guys all saw that media launch. They couldn't do that early. The clubs weren't ready yet. And now with Hank's schedule, it's kind of caused a mishap there, but it's not going away. It will be coming, and when it does, we'll have news on it.
I don't know if you answered this one. Which OEM are you hoping to develop a stronger relationship with?
We have a strong relationship with all of them, and that's the God's honest truth. We work with everybody. We're blessed to be partners with just about every company in golf. Last year, we visited almost every OEM in golf, and it's only gotten stronger through relationships through our retail partners. Budget has had a tremendous impact in that, and we can't thank them enough for it, as well as some others. And it's been a real joy over the last 2 years to... We always had a very strong relationship because we do things a little differently. That's not a knock on contemporaries. It's just our way of doing business, and it's only gotten better in the last 12 months, I would say. Morgan and I have both been putting in overtime, I would say, working on those relationships, and it's been fantastic.
Okay, there's two questions that are not totally similar but kind of go with each other. One question is the one piece of equipment released so far that will be in your bag, and then the next question is, you love equipment. What's coming that you haven't hit yet that you're really looking forward to hitting?
Those are good questions. Out of the new things, what's in the bag? Whew. I will probably say the Zexio driver that just came out will most likely be my second driver. That's the only thing so far. I'm looking forward to range days to trying out most of the drivers myself. When I was fit, the Epic Flash was the winner for me up in Club Champion in Chicago. But I don't know the answer to that yet. There were two that hadn't come out yet that I hadn't hit, both Mizuno and Ping. So we'll see where that leads. But right now I would say that I have this lust love affair. I shouldn't even say lust, just love affair with the new Apex irons because I hit them so well, but I don't know what the final outcome would be there. What was the other part of that? Oh, what's coming that I haven't hit yet? The new Mizuno. Now I've hit the Ping G410 about 2 months ago, but I haven't hit the new Mizuno drivers. So they will be here, I believe, on Tuesday, so a week from yesterday, and I look forward to trying those out.
I kind of can answer this. Ping event, the answer is no, right?
No, we did a Ping event last year. There won't be one this year.
Let's see. Any chance we'll ever see any invitationals returning? No.
No. With our activation schedule and the events that we're putting on being so ridiculously over the top, I think anybody who was a part of a THP event last year kind of saw a change in what we're doing with the events just being so over the top.
And truthfully, there's just not enough time in the year.
No, there's not enough time in the year. And the perfectly honest thing for a one-day golf thing, you guys don't need us for that.
Yeah.
You know, get together with the locals and have some fun. You know, if we're in the area, we'd love to stop by. If it's in our area, we'll stop by. But you don't need us for that.
Harry Taylor event.
No, Mike. I saw that one pop up. We love Harry. He is just talking to him will give you stories for days. It's kind of like talking to John Hoflick. Ironically enough, they work together. But no Harry Taylor event.
Next item to hit the THP store. I don't think we have anything in the book.
We don't. Now, I talked to a couple of companies out there about doing some neat stuff, but we don't have anything like on the docket. We probably need to get to work on that.
Rumor has it we may get teas again?
Yes, we will be getting THP teas because we get questions all the time. So we will definitely have teas coming up this year. We spoke to Evolve, and they are going to make that happen.
Does Wilson staff express any interest in entering the custom putter market?
They'll have to describe what they mean by custom. If you mean garage-like Toulon, no. They're not done with putters, obviously. They're pretty proud of their putters, but no, not on the custom side.
Oh, that's kind of funny. I kind of answered that because he said, any chance of Evolve Golf making its way into the THP store?
Yes, the tees will be back. I actually reached out to them because I wanted to put motion wool socks in our store because I think they're the greatest socks ever made.
They're super comfy.
I mean, I wear them like every day, and I only have 4 pairs, so I keep holding out that the laundry gets done. Hint, hint. No, I'm just kidding.
Excuse me. All the laundry got cleaned yesterday. All the sheets, all the towels.
Totally kidding.
All the clothes while there was construction happening.
Totally kidding.
Yeah.
But I don't think there's a huge market for THP socks, and the minimum order is very high. So I don't see that happening. Any other questions?
People are clogging it up with their chit chat. No, I'm just kidding, guys.
Oh, I see Mike G's embargo dates being more lenient.
There you go.
I don't, but I do think you're going to see a trend in 2019 that when things hit tour or the USGA list, it's not a can you take that down kind of thing. As we saw with Titleist hitting tour and everything else, you're going to see arrows right below me, excuse me. You're going to see companies okay with images. We're just not going to be allowed to give out information. We're blessed to get information for most of this stuff months early, in most cases, sometimes days early or a week early. But no, I don't think it'll change drastically. To give you an idea, Canadan was out at the Taylor... Come on. Canadan was at the TaylorMade event. Say hi to the camera. Hi, guys. And that was about a month and a half to 2 months before release, and they were pretty adamant that stuff stay under embargo.
Yeah. What fairway woods are making noise this year?
Whew. Epic Flash, definitely. To give you guys an idea of the buzz that driver had at the PGA show, people were mesmerized at what had been done, including people like Michael Verska, who was just could not say enough good stuff about using AI and what it did.
Oh, next question?
Yeah, so fairway woods, going back to it, Epic Flash would be one. I think the TaylorMade fairway woods will do very well. I don't know about G410 yet. Again, we like to be transparent here, and one of the things that was rather interesting is when I spoke to Ping last year, they talked about the huge success they've always had with fall releases for their metal woods and slightly less with their January release because they're an 18-month release cycle. and they're curious to see how this one works out. So I am too.
Dan would like to know if you are willing to put a prediction on what driver comes out on top for ball speed at range days.
For him?
I'm assuming he means for him.
Yeah, I'll put a prediction. Just ball speed? Just ball speed. It'll be very close between Epic Flash and King F9.
I gotta scroll back up. I lost my place. Hold on. What does Era think about the new video and audio quality?
He's not happy that we're not playing with him right now, but he's a good boy.
Any plans for a Snell event? Not this year.
Nope, not this year. They do. I have been told. Well, I was told in October that they're excited about new products, but it's slowed down a bit, and they weren't at the show this year.
Wooden tees or plastic tees?
Plastic tees, yeah. Always THP tees.
Mizuno, is there a Mizuno event in the future? A ton of positive buzz about their new lineup.
You know, it's something we've talked about with them, and it makes it a little easy to work with them because they're in Georgia, right. And but at the same time, when they're in California, when they're all together, it makes it easy as well. If you hear the squeaking, that would be Arrow below us.
So we had to move all of his toys so that they could do construction on the fireplace, and we had to move them all into this room. So right now he has like 100 toys to choose from. So there's going to be some squeaking. So
going back to the Mizuno thing, I wouldn't say an event, but I would not count out some sort of activation in the future. I think there's some really cool things they can do that are very unique based on what I've seen for their future product line.
Are you planning on changing golf balls this year based on some of the new releases?
Yes, I'm planning on it. I don't know what. I played Chrome Soft for the last 2 years. I hit the ERC and I was expecting to hate it, and I really liked it, ironically enough. So for those who have played with me know that I play a little bit of over-the-top swing. I actually used the alignment aid on the tee down like the first baseline, and it limits me from doing that. I was really impressed. Now I putt with nothing on the green, so I turned it to the white side, but that was a very big surprise. There's a strong chance I play ERC. I also still like Tour BRX, and I very much like the new Strixon Z-Star.
Any Graphite Challenge info you can divulge?
Sure. Graphite Challenge is a new event with US Team EMEA where we're going to make it all about iron shafts and kind of dispel some myths out there. It will be happening later this year, figure fall. It'll be in the Sunbelt area. And according to Danny, it will be the best event of the year. That's Danny.
Anything new with the THP app?
Not right now, but we are looking at a couple of options that we think would be very cool.
Have you tried the Sun Mountain Fin Cycle?
I got on it at the show briefly on Friday. The guys had to leave. I went back to cover some apparel stuff and say goodbye to people, and I got on it. I think it's pretty cool. I think that my honest thought is the lease program's priced too high and too limited for clubs to be successful with it right now.
Shane, we are trying and working on something to get the forum mobile where you don't need Tap-a-Talk.
Yes.
It's not as easy as it seems, but it's something that we are definitely actively working on.
And I can expand on that. When you see forums that have a mobile app in place that's their own, they're using Tap-a-Talk branded as their own. We decided we didn't want to do that. We wanted to leave it unbranded. We can brand it. It doesn't cost much at all. But we're looking at a different solution for people because some people just don't like the Tap-a-Talk app. I'm the opposite. I actually like it. But some people don't. And we have a solution we think will work, but it's not easy to implement. And again, Morgan's the person who does that, not me. So
yes, it is something that I am actively working on, but it's going to take some time.
Yep.
A lot of people compared you to Dr. Evil when you had Arrow on your lap.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
In more ways than one, it fits. Right?
There was another one. Team Noel or Team Zach? Who's your pick?
I'll say Noel because she's the one who's influential in making sure the event comes back every year.
That's a good answer. Josh is wearing a...
Peter Millar Hideaway quarter zip.
There you go. Do you think Srixon regrets launching drivers in Q3, Q4 last year, considering all the buzz this year with other OEM releases? Also, how was the Z585, 785 done so far? How has it
No,
done
they
so far?
definitely don't regret it. In fact, it gave them a head start. If you're a company like Srixon and you release at the same time, sometimes you get lost in the shuffle. By releasing early, see Titleist, see Ping, it got them a head start and got some early buzz and some early sales. It's done better than their previous release. Last I checked, it was doing quite well. It was kind of hammering it out with TS and Cortex for some serious buzz at a couple of retail stores.
No plans for a Golf Pride event right now, but we have lots of content coming from them.
We have a lot of content coming with them, and with their new headquarters opening up this spring, we will be there for that, and we will definitely have some cool stuff in store for you guys. We work with their agency closely, and they've added some new agencies to do different things, and we had a great time chatting with those guys at the show.
Given what you know now about the new Callaway ERC ball, do you think it's priced correctly, and will it take off like the Chrome Soft did?
Yes, I think not only will it take off, I think it's priced correctly. If I was a betting man, I would say that the goal here was to compete with AVX, which is a low spin distance offering that feels good, and it does that, and it's priced less than that. I actually think it'll come close to outselling AVX too.
Has Cortex met Wilson's expectations for sales goals? And Freddie said a little over the top with a little laughy face.
I hope he trips and falls. Cortex has. In fact, it exceeded him. I asked that question to TC, the president, and he said it exceeded their goals. It exceeded the first one, obviously, and they expect to build on that. Now, that sounds like President PR speak, but anybody who's been to a THP event that's had Tim Clark there knows he doesn't really talk like that. He's about as straightforward as it comes. So, yes, it has exceeded it.
What is your take on TS Tech advancement for Titleist against Flash Face Tech for Callaway?
I'm not sure I understand the question. If you mean, how do they compare?
I don't know. That's just
two very different drivers. You're looking at a composite material AI. For those who missed the live video that we did from the PGA show, I'll explain it like Michael Verska did. He said for years, let's go back to a story that he explained one night. When TaylorMade came out with inverted cone technology, ICT, it was pretty revolutionary at the time. And companies, to combat that, cut drivers open and were able to reverse engineer their own style. What Callaway's done with this face is not able to be done. You can't cut it open and all of a sudden have a supercomputer do a face. We thought a lot of that was, and I shouldn't say we, but some people thought a lot of that was marketing speak. But Michael absolutely was straightforward in the fact that it really is. Is there a problem? Okay, go ahead. That Michael said that, you do a dozen or so faces, 25 faces for a driver, and they were able to do 12,000. Whether that makes it better or not, that's for you guys to decide. But that was pretty interesting. So with TS, it was Titleist finally catching up according to them, and they've done so and did so well. That's a great product and a solid driver. Very different products, though. I'm way behind, so I'm going to try to catch up because she just had to walk away for a second. Okay, there's Alice's question. Zach loves baseball reference too much. I agree. At Pinehurst sounds terrible for you guys. Yeah, it's terrible. Any Bridgestone ball fitting events? No, but we have a very special thing coming with Bridgestone that people are going to love. And we have an event with Bridgestone that I'm sure will have a ball fitting type of thing. It might not have full ball fitting, but it'll definitely have a pretty cool vibe. Tim Clark is the best. Best dish Morgan has made in the last month. When my father was here, she did injected pork tenderloin on the smoker, and that was fantastic. Any word on Arcos deal with Golf Pride grip releases and other companies like Ping? Yeah. If you follow the PGA show thread, we showed off the Golf Pride grips. They will be available. If I was a betting man, they'd be available in May. I was told March to April, but I would say May. I asked for price. They didn't give it. Again, if I was a betting man, and I'm not, I would say the higher end grips will be $199 and the Tour Velvets be $149. That's a guess. but I think I'm going to be pretty accurate
To
there.
answer your question, Freddie, I sadly think the Patriots, but I hope that they don't score any points.
She loves her some Tom Brady.
Oh,
Game golf testing in THP. Yeah, I'm sure we'll test that one. We like to test all the products that are technology based. I'm Arcos biased because I just think their software works the best from all the ones I've tested so far. But we'll definitely do it. Do you think TS has shifted their ideas a bit? No, they're still a ball focused company first, but you're gonna see more from the club side. They've got good people in place, even though one of my good friends is no longer there. Shout out to Austin. Hope you enjoyed the new gig.
Best spikeless shoes on the market right now?
The new Puma ones that just came out that I got, I cannot, NXT, NTX, NXT, whichever one they are. It's been a long day. Those are absolutely fantastic. How am I getting their marketing stuff together?
Oh,
no. Maybe. So, to give you guys a quick rundown of Hanma, obviously we know of the Mark King story,
yes,
don't we? Since we sat on it for a month.
Yes.
They let go a lot of their people, and they hired a guy, a young man who I don't want to say his name because I don't know if it's well known, but he's a really nice guy, and we've been talking a lot. They seem to be getting stuff together. There's rumors going on right now that they're going to move to Carlsbad. I'm sure Moulton at the PGA show heard some other rumors that we'll keep as rumors right now. I don't want to spread that stuff, but
Sure.
There are rumors of them moving that office to Carlsbad. So I think we'll see some news out of them very soon. I hope they get their stuff together. They have a tremendous product, I've been told. I have not hit it. We're hopeful to have a driver in the next 2 weeks, but it's going to be real close.
No to regional rivalry.
No, that won't be coming back right now.
Again, it's just another one of those events. There's too much going on.
Yeah, and they were great for what they did, and they were
Yeah.
great for team stuff like that. But we have some bigger things we've moved to.
Puma NXT shoes and THP colors in the store. It would be too hard.
I love that idea personally, but yeah, sizing would make us not want to do this anymore.
I think that's all. I think we're caught up. I don't know if you got everything that I missed.
I don't know either. So if you have any other questions, ask away now. Otherwise, we will cut it here in a minute or two.
Is Puma releasing a version of the Titan Tour Premium shoes?
Is Puma releasing? Oh, an ad just popped up. I don't know if you guys see the ads. They pop up for like 5 seconds.
It was asked about is Puma releasing a version of the Titan Tour Premium shoes. I cannot read tonight.
Do you know, I don't know. I didn't see those at the show, but I'm happy to ask.
Oh, you just hit your head.
I think, Dan, you might wear the same size as me if you're an 11 and a half, so I'd be okay with that. Oh, small feet, sorry.
Come here, bud. Come on.
Yes, David, there'll be tons more Verska content coming. We have a lot more and a lot more coming in the future.
Did you talk about Arcos being in the Align grips?
No, but I believe you'll see that. I don't think right at launch. It might be at launch. I think, yeah, actually, I take that back. I think it's at launch with that on one set and Tor Velvet in the other. Any other questions, guys?
If you guys don't mind, too, when this is all over, in that thread, in the live thread, if you can post stuff about like what worked and what didn't work for this live feed, that would be super helpful for us so that we can try and make the tweaks.
Definitely. When will Peter Kessler be joining the staff? He won't be, but just a quick note. I hope he fixes the personal stuff he's got going on. He's got a lot of problems going on right now, and I still enjoyed him as a commentator. I hope he fixes some of that stuff. He's insane, but I hope he fixes that. Stroke Lab is going to affect them greatly, honestly. Based on what I'm hearing from projections from a couple of retail partners, they expect it to literally dominate that price point.
Are you talking about the KBS Putter Shaft?
No, the Stroke Lab.
Oh.
So I expect you'll see that moving forward from a number of places. It's such a unique, different thing. What KBS putter thing?
It just is what's your take on the KBS Putter Shaft?
I think it's really interesting. And talking to somebody who used to order putter shafts, they were fond of them. So I think that's interesting to brand it a bit. and take it out of the FST lineup and make it more of a KBS lineup. We should have those in our office in the next. You got a shipping notification from KBS?
Oh, I did. Yeah.
I think it's for tomorrow.
Sometime this week, I think.
Yeah, so
Friday?
we should have that and the new S-Taper lights here.
Friday.
Best new product at the PGA show?
Is that the startup company? Is that the question you're answering?
No,
Oh.
I got best new product. That's tough to say. I would say that it's going to hard to beat the story that Epic Flash is telling, but there's a lot of really good products this year. A lot of really good products.
But he was also asking best startup company that you saw this year.
I'm going to have to think about that. There was a couple of cool training aids that really sparked my interest, so I'll think about that and I'll post it in the forum. Flasher F9, you can play one this year. That's tough. Flash is THP colors, although I got a sneak peek, and some people did that followed the forum of limited edition Cobra. I would say that...
And by THP colors, you mean the Packers?
No. I would say they're both really good, and I would test both. I hit the Flash. I got a little better ball speed on the toe side, which is my miss with the Flash, but I got better club head speed by 1 mile an hour with the F9.
This is a good question. After attending the Cleveland event last year and seeing how much fun Jamie's having regarding this event, are there any plans to try to get him involved if you have more Cleveland Strixon events?
Interesting timing. It's something we talked about this week. Jamie is expensive, so to put it mildly. But yeah, I think so, and we got a chance to hang out with Jamie for a bit. He'd like to do another one. Shout out to the letter C. He had a blast with you guys. He was open about it. We didn't ask him. He said he had so much fun at that event. He'd love to do it again. He really enjoyed it. He enjoyed reading the thread and everything else. So
I think it was really, it's more a timing thing than anything.
It really is. He's really making a push to make his way onto the tour, and between that and appearance days for other things where there are obligations. But I'd like to really see that work.
Any launch monitors really stand out in the lower price points?
Yeah, SC300 was announced. Well, it was shown to us back in July of last year. And then it was told it was coming in September, and then October, and then November, and then I would have one on December 1st. And then at the show, they had them. From what I've seen, no, to answer your question. No, there's none of them that stand out at the lower price points. I think that the SC200, as a device for what it is still the best one on the market. SC300 adds a lot of tools. They just so far weren't working so well. And I think good information and good data, even limited, is better than slightly off information that has more things, if that makes any sense.
Any thoughts on the new voice caddy?
That is it, the SC300.
Oh.
Oh, wait, no, voice caddy. I didn't see that. If you mean SC300, yes. If you mean the new voice caddy little device, no, I didn't.
Unit, so.
Yeah, I didn't see that.
Anything exciting from Foresight?
Yes. Last year, you might have seen at the PGA show in 2018, they had an overhead unit that figure going into retail stores, there's no device or anything. You don't have to line anything up behind you.
What I hit.
Yeah. Right. It's called the Hawkeye. Yeah, I think it's Hawkeye. And it's refined and freaking incredible. I thought Gary Moulton was going to lose his mind because he has a simulator set up with the GC Quad. When he saw it, he's like, oh, no. But, yeah, it's incredible. It is by far the best device I've seen. I'm still GC Quad dependent because it can travel with me, and I think it's the best unit out there. We could have gotten any of them. We went with that one because I think it's the best data out there.
Now that it's been a little bit since the event, what's your thought on the Granddaddy event as a whole going forward?
I think it's the greatest event in golf, and that includes the Masters.
Oh, that's bold.
Yeah. Anytime you could take real golfers with the kind of passion that THPers have, with an equipment company and the kind of passion they have, and put them together on a world-class golf course with some of the best equipment in the world, you're going to end up with something like that as long as the people care. And this group cared.
Yeah. Gary's got a buyer for his quad.
Good to know.
And that's all I'm seeing.
Oh, did Earnest Sports have a booth? They did. And I know that team pretty well, and I think they're nice guys. They're just. I really liked the 14, the small one. The next one I struggled with. I think it was the 14. I get the names confused. I think it was ES12, ES14. The next one I struggled with. I could not get any accurate readings. And it was catching like 1 out of every 5 balls had to be kicked out. They seem to be stuck a little bit there with the accuracy side of things. It's better than a Foresight Mevo, which 2 out of 4 are wrong. But then again, the larger Foresight unit, like the X2 Elite that we used and I loved, once it got the update, that company hasn't been the same since. And based on their booth at the PGA show, which was set up well, and if you've ever been to the show, for those who haven't, you walk in, it's a sea of booths, and then over on, if you're staring at the back, if over on the left-hand side is the row of hitting bays. And Foresight had a little section there next to Wilson, and it was not very busy compared to what you saw at Foresight and TrackMan and those. Seamus for ball markers. I'm not going to say no because I love those guys. They do great work. But I've seen some stuff recently from a couple other places that I think we'll do first. I think that's it. We'll go for another 5 minutes or so if you guys have any other questions following up.
Oh, any thoughts on THP driver covers?
Yeah, I have thoughts on them all the time. I think that that's something we do in 2019. We have somebody who designed one that is just so cool, that's different than anything else out there. But it would have to be a pre-order because they're not cheap.
That's it so far.
Okay, we'll go for a minute or two. If you guys have any other questions, fire away. Otherwise, we will cut it.
Yep, and just remember to post your feedback in the
Please.
thread so that we can make as many tweaks as we can to
Yep.
try and perfect
This
it.
is all about making it right. So you guys, for 2019, as we travel, you guys get to come with us. So if there's any other questions you have, is the heat on?
Yes.
It's set in our house, but no, it's not on. It's set at 68, but it hasn't kicked on in a while. Oh, an ad just popped up.
Oh.
I don't know why. Is it random? Like,
I guess.
why?
I don't know why.
I don't know either.
I don't know.
Are you guys seeing ads? Can somebody respond?
As far as the ketchup and egg thing, he gives me a hard time every single time.
That's because her plate looks like a crime scene. You're waiting for somebody to draw chalk lines around her plate.
Listen, it's the only way to make eggs edible. Otherwise, they're disgusting. They smell rotten when you eat. Like just cooking them, they smell rotten.
No drawings for Morgan. No.
Someone said every 15 minutes for the ads. No ads, no ads, no ads. Just got one. No, I saw one ad.
Okay.
So it's mixed.
So apparently some get them, some don't.
Morgan stuff. No drawings for me today. Sorry.
We're thinking about doing this again when Dan's here, which will be a week from Friday on Sunday night, doing a live chat so you can get his feedback right from him, and he can give you his thoughts on the drivers. I'm not going to give out all the details since the videos will be coming out, but I think that I think that'll be a lot of fun. Did I miss anything?
I think that's everything.
Oh, the limited edition Cobra. I can't give you that information. I know that. So for those in the Morgan Cup, Mike Yagley took Bolton's phone and ran around the booth in a Google video chat and showed some stuff off. So I have a picture of it. I've sworn to secrecy, but they are going to have they have a number of limited editions coming this year.
I'm going to let you answer that question. That's got a whole bunch of...
Oh, thoughts on adding HMT to GC2? I don't know if you're chasing numbers. I think the HMT is one that's great for teaching, but if you're not going to have a professional or anybody look at it, then I would say hold off.
Is the handcraft experience coming back for 2019?
No, but we do have something fun coming with Project X. It's hard to do a handcrafted event when there's no handcrafted.
Yes.
Handcrafted's not gone now, but they're moving on to some cool new stuff, and we're excited to be able to share that to you at the right time. I think that you guys are going to like what we come up with. And as we announced already, the True Temper event is coming back again.
Yes.
And it's going to be awesome.
Yes.
It was awesome this year, but it's going to be really awesome. I'll tell you what, for that information, you can send me 3K Canadian, and we'll call it even. Glad you guys had fun. Thanks, guys. We're going to wrap it up now. And I appreciate you guys tuning in, and we look forward to your feedback.
So I think you stop it here and I stop it here.